We have a few minutes before we start. Thank you for joining us for day 15 of Mindful March. We'll have a 1 hour asana class today. So before we start, you can just grab a comfortable seated position, crown of the head up towards the sky, and make sure we're pulling the shoulders back, opening the chest, leaving a lot of room for your lungs, for those big inhales. And also keeping the spine nice and straight. So just take a few deep breaths before we start. And remember, this is your practice. So if anything doesn't feel right or it's uncomfortable, make sure you let us know about that. We can always give you some options. But stop doing whatever's giving you that pain or discomfort. We are going to need some props today. We'll need a strap. If you have one handy, you can use anything, a large belt, a thicker string if you have one. You do want it to be pretty long, so this has two belts together. So this is about 6 feet or a little longer than 6 feet. It's nice if it's as long as your stretch. So if you hold it in your hands and it can get to both hands, that's a great length. So you know you'll have enough for what we'll be doing. If you don't have something that's long, it's okay. You can always make do. A towel, beach towel wrapped up, you can use one of those. But just take a few deep breaths before we start. And as you're taking these deep inhales and exhales, you want to just let your body start to calm down. Forget about everything else going on in your day. Notice the effect the deep inhales and exhales have on your body. Just let that tension go. And if you're not joining us every day for Mindful March, that's okay. Any amount of yoga is better than no yoga, so if you can do 2 days a week or 3 or 4 or 5, it doesn't have to be all 7. We just like knowing you have the ability to do all 7 if you choose. And we also enjoy the fact that we're adding some variety in different classes to the schedule so that it's not mundane. It becomes an interesting to see what's going to happen each day. So today will be a 1 hour asana class. I stopped saying gentle because I kind of get myself in trouble with that. I say gentle and then afterwards I get a message that says, hey, that wasn't gentle. So it's just going to be an asana class. We'll see where we go once we get going. So just take a few deep breaths. And remember, it is your practice. And if you're just joining us, make sure you have a strap handy. We will need that today at practice a few different times. And when you're ready, you can bring your hands to heart center, thumbs on sternum, and a light bow to your head. And just take a moment to give yourself some gratitude for coming to your mat today, for making your health and well-being a priority, and for setting this time apart for yourself. And know that this is a judgment-free practice. Everybody is welcome in a judgment-free, safe format. And when you're ready, you can rub your hands together and build up a little friction in your palms. When your hands get nice and warm, transfer that heat to your heart center. And you can blink your eyes open. Place your hands down on your knees, palms up today. Make sure you're pulling those shoulders back and down, opening the chest. Before we start, just take a few deep breaths here. If you've done some of our pranayama, focus on that yogic breathing, trying to stretch that inhale out for 7 seconds and the exhale 7 seconds. Letting the belly fill first, and then the chest, and then exhaling from the chest, and then the belly. And now when you're ready with your next exhale, just lower your chin to chest. We'll just stay here for a few breaths. No pressure on the neck. Just let the head hang there. We're not forcing it forward. Just letting it come down. Resting the chin towards the chest. Shoulders are still back and down. And then with an inhale, bring your gaze up towards the sky. And exhale, chin to chest. Inhale your gaze up towards the sky. Exhale, chin to chest, and we'll stay there. Now with an inhale, we're going to roll our left ear towards our left shoulder. Exhale, come back to center. And inhale, right ear, right shoulder. Exhale, back to center. This time when we go left, we're going to go all the way around 2 times. And then all the way around 2 times the other way. Making sure not to pinch your neck, just bringing gentle movement. And when we're done all those rotations, we'll just come back with our chin to chest. With an inhale, bring your gaze forward, crown of the head up towards the sky. With an inhale, we're going to bring our arms way up overhead. And exhale, release the arms. And just do these at your own pace, matching your breath to your movement. Next time your arms are overhead, you can leave them there and really reach up for the sky. Elongating that spine. And now with an exhale, we're just going to bring our right hand down to the mat and left arm overhead. Stretching that left side, really lengthening. Keeping that left glute down on the mat. And you can bend this right elbow to keep that right shoulder away from your ear. Nice deep breaths here. With an inhale, bring both arms way up overhead. And exhale, left hand down to mat, right arm overhead, lengthening that right side. Keeping that right glute firmly on the mat and just breathing, and make sure you bend this left elbow, keeping that shoulder away from your ear. Take Take some nice deep breaths here. With an inhale, bring both arms overhead. We're going to go through one more time. Exhale, bring that right hand down, reaching over with the left. Nice deep breaths. Inhale up overhead. Exhale, left hand down, reaching over with the right. Inhale, both arms up overhead. And with an exhale, we're going to bring our hands down in front of us so that they're chest height. We're just going to make a real tight fist and release. Really engage all your fingers, your forearms, waking all the muscles in the hands up. And next time you have a fist, you can leave it there. Really squeeze it as tight as you can. And then without moving your arms, just make some nice circles with the wrist. And change directions. You can come to stillness and open the hands. And with an exhale, just point your fingers down towards the ground. Inhale, point your fingers towards the sky. Just do these at your own pace. And next time you point your fingers up to the sky, come back to neutral afterwards. Palms are facing the ground. Turn your palms so they're facing each other. And with an inhale, open those arms out as wide as you can for a seated T. And with an exhale, we're going to give ourselves a hug. Make sure you pay attention to which arm is on top. Inhale, open. Exhale, hug, and make sure the other arm is on top. Which arm's on top again. And I like to wrap my lower arm around that upper arm to give it a real tight squeeze. Open and exhale, close it again. Inhale, open. Now we're going to goal post our arms. Bring some movement to the shoulder. So here we go. With an exhale, we're going to touch our elbows, forearms, and palms. Inhale, open. Just do these at your own pace. If the elbow, forearm, and hand don't touch, it's okay. Just get as close as you can. I know when I first started yoga, I couldn't get all three to touch. My shoulders were very tight. So if you're there, that's okay. Next time your arms are open in goal post, you can leave them there. And now with an exhale, we're just going to rotate the shoulder now so the arms are parallel to the ground, or the palms are. Inhale, bring them back up. Next time your hands are parallel to the ground, you can leave them there. Might be feeling the shoulders a little bit right now. We're going to work on those today. So we're going to extend the arms and do eagle arms here. So just cross that left arm over your right and then try to bring your palms together. If you're not there, you can have the back of the hands touching. Want to have those arms straight or the elbows bent so that the hands are going up towards the ceiling. Really feel that in the shoulders. Inhale, open, And now we're going to do the other side. So right is over left. Palms are touching, and if you can't get the palms to touch, it's okay. Have the back of your hands touch. And even if you're like this, it's okay. It's just about trying to get where you can go. And it comes with practice. And when you're ready, you can release the arms. They're straight out in front again. And just bring them down by your sides. And we're just going to do some shoulder rolls to give our shoulders a little bit of a break here. I know it might not seem like we did a lot with our shoulders there, but if you're feeling some fatigue or discomfort, it's okay. Change directions. You can come to stillness, and we're going to use our strap for the first time today. So you want to have the strap a pretty far grip. For everybody, it's going to be different. But you want it as close as it can be and still be able to bring your arms down around behind you. And then we're going to bring them out front. So we're just going to make an arch over our head with this strap, keeping our hands and arms as straight as we can, hands attached. Some people might have to open it up really far to get that. Others might be closer. And if you can't do it, it's okay. Just go back as far as you can go and then come back around front. If you have very limited mobility in your shoulders, this might not work for you. That's all right. And remember, we're always inhaling as we come up, exhaling as we go down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. If you're very comfortable where you're doing it, maybe move your grip in a little on your strap. It does make it a little more difficult. Next time you come around front, you can release the strap and put that off to the side. We'll be using it again. Just take a quick little break here, up nice and tall, shoulders back. If you need to grab a drink, now's a great time. Nice deep breaths. Your eyes open, and we're going to come to a laying position now. So you want to lay nice and flat on your mat. Make sure you have your strap handy, because we are going to need that again while we're laying down here. So nice and flat on the mat. Arms are down by your sides, and with an inhale, we're going to pull our knees to chest and just gently rock side to side. You can come to stillness. Place your hands on the tops of your knees. And we're just going to make big circles with our knees, both going in the same direction. And change directions. You can come to stillness. Now we're going to make circles with our knees going in opposite directions, so the feet stay attached, and just open the knees apart from each other and then let them meet back in the middle. And then change directions of the circle. You can come to stillness, and we're going to hold that right knee real tight to our chest, and then extend the left leg out flat along the mat. We're going to place just our right hand on top of the right knee, and you can tee that left arm out, and then just open that right knee to the side. Now if your leg comes all the way down to the mat, that's fine. If it doesn't, you can see mine doesn't. The thing that's really important is that the left glute and left leg stay flat on the ground. We don't want to roll onto that right hip. We just want to open that right leg up to the right, so our right knee would be pointing to the right wall. Nice deep breaths here. With an inhale, we're going to let that knee come back up to center and put that left hand on the outside edge of the right knee. And now with an exhale, roll onto your right hip. You're teeing the right arm out to the side and keeping that right shoulder firmly on the mat. You can also tee that left arm out if you'd like. Just make sure both shoulders are flat on the mat. You're on your left hip. And you can look straight up, or if you'd like to look to the right, might make this feeling a little more intense. With an inhale, come onto your back. We're going to give that right knee a squeeze one more time. And then we're going to do a one-legged happy baby. So we're going to grab that right foot in our right hand and send the sole of that right foot up to the sky. You might really feel that in the right inner thigh or right glute. Make sure there's a nice big bend in that right knee. And if you can't grab the foot, it's okay to grab the ankle or calf. Nice deep breaths here. And then with an inhale, we're going to send that right foot straight up to the sky. And exhale, lower it down under control to meet the left leg. And just take a second here to feel the difference between your two legs. Does that right leg feel a little lighter, maybe a little longer, or maybe they both feel the same? Now with an inhale, we're going to bring both knees to chest and just gently rock side to side. You can come to stillness. We're going to grab that left knee and squeeze it real tight, and then send that right leg out and let it come to rest on the mat. Just place your left hand on that left knee and open that left knee off to the side. Nice deep breaths here. Make sure that right glute is firmly on the mat. Right shoulders on the mat, and we're just opening the left hip. With an inhale, bring that knee back up to center and put the right hand on the outside edge of that left knee. Tee the left arm and roll on to your right hip, making sure that left shoulder stays down. Nice deep breaths here. You can look over the left shoulder or look straight up. And maybe with each exhale you can go a little further, as long as that left shoulder doesn't come off. When you feel it come off, just come back towards the left a little. Inhale, come onto your back. Pull that left knee to chest one more time. And we'll do a happy baby on this side. So grab that left foot and send the sole of that left foot up to the sky. I find the one-legged happy baby is a little more intense than two-legged. And sometimes this right leg or the extended leg wants to lift up a little, so you want to try to stop that from happening. And I find if you just let that weight, or the weight in that leg relax, the weight of the leg should hold it down. Then with an inhale, we're going to send that left foot straight up to the sky. And exhale, lower it down. to meet the right. And just take a second here to check in with your legs, see how they feel. With an inhale, we're going to pull both knees to chest and just gently rock side to side. And you can come to stillness and just place your feet down on the mat. We're going to need our strap again here. So you want to have the strap as long as it can be here, and we're just going to take it and put it around the ball of your right foot. Extend that left leg out as long as you can get it. I find it helps if I wrap the strap around my hands so that I don't have to use so much energy gripping it. We're going to keep that right leg straight up to the sky, trying to pull it towards our head. Not that we're trying to do a split here, but we're just trying to feel that in the calf and hamstring. If the leg's kind of down towards your left foot, you won't feel much. So it's about pulling it forward towards your head. And when you feel something you're comfortable with, you can stay there. Nice deep breaths. And now we're going to take the strap and put both straps in our right hand and tee our left arm out to the side. And then we're going to let that right leg fall off to the side, almost like we did with our knee, but now the whole leg is extended. And the strap will help with that, to help support that leg and keep you from rolling over onto your right side. Just let the weight of your leg and gravity loosen up that inner thigh area and the hip. So with an inhale, we're going to come back up to center. Put both straps in the left hand. Tee that right arm out to the side. And then exhale, roll onto your left hip, looking over that right shoulder. Nice deep breaths here. Feeling the twist. And just letting the weight of this leg and gravity pull you into the twist. As long as your right shoulder stays firmly on the ground, you're good. With an inhale, come back up to center. And then with an exhale, lower that right leg down to meet the left. And see if you can just slide your left foot into the strap. Make sure it's around the ball of your foot. And then inhale that left leg up. Once again, trying to bring it towards your head, but keeping the leg straight. Nice deep breaths. If you flex this foot more, like point your toes towards your head, you might feel that a little more intensely in the calf. If you point the toes, it's hard because the strap's around the ball of your feet, but it'll alleviate some of that tension in the calf. But if you can keep it so that it's there, that's great, because we're working that calf and hamstring. Now place both straps in your left hand and exhale, lower that left leg down to the side, keeping that right shoulder firmly on the mat and right glute on the mat. Nice deep breaths. With an inhale, we're going to bring that leg up. Put both straps in the right hand. Tee that left arm out to the side and exhale, roll onto that right hip. Making sure that left shoulder stays down. Looking over that left shoulder. With an inhale, come back up to center. And exhale, lower that left leg down to meet the right. Now we're going to place both feet in the strap. With an inhale, bring both legs straight up, using that strap to hold them there. So it's legs up the wall, but a little bit of an assist here. Nice deep breaths. And with an exhale, lower down, under control, and remove your strap. You can just place that off to the side. We're going to pull our knees to chest one more time. Just gently rock side to side. Come to stillness and place your feet down on the mat a little wider than your hips, but as close to your hips as you can get them. I'm going to counter some of that with bridge pose. So with an inhale, we're going to push our hips up towards the sky. Roll your shoulders under so you're pulling your shoulder blades together. Make sure your knees are going in just a little bit, and breathe. If you're comfortable here, maybe you can come up onto your tiptoes and really push those hips up. There should be no pressure on your neck. It's all on your shoulders. With an exhale, lower down. And now we're going to come to standing from here. So we're just going to rock forward to seated and then come to a comfortable standing position. Up nice and tall. We are going to need our strap one more time, so you want to grab that. Have your feet about hip width apart. Strap is overhead, and you don't want it to be too far. Just a little wider than your shoulders. Now, keeping our shoulders nice and flat against an imaginary wall, we're just going to exhale and lean over to the right. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, lean left. Inhale, back to center. Go through one more time. Always inhaling to center. Now from the standing position, we're going to bring the straps behind our head again like we did last time. So they're up nice and tall. Exhale, bring those arms back. See if the strap can touch your back. Inhale, bring it around and bring it out front to touch your belly. Inhale up, exhale back and down. Inhale up, exhale forward and down, and one more time through. Inhaling up, exhaling back and down. Inhaling up, and exhaling forward and down. And you can place the strap down. We'll be done with that for practice today. Up nice and tall, and just take a quick Tadasana while you're here. Check in with your body. You can blink your eyes open. And we're going to do a high lunge, low lunge, and half monkey series today. So we're going to start up nice and tall at the front of our mat. And when you're ready, you want to step your right foot back as far as you can step it back. You want to be on the ball of the right foot and the toes. Your hips forward, and there's a nice bend in this left leg. Hands are still at heart center. And now with an inhale, bring both arms up overhead for high lunge or crescent lunge. And if you have a hard time with balance here, you see how my feet are close together, they're on like very thin tracks. You can always move the feet a little further apart if that helps you. So nice deep breaths here. We're going to bring some movement to this with our arms. So with an inhale, the arms go up real high. Exhale, bring those arms down. Hands out front. Long inhale, hands to heart center. And arms overhead. And do two more at your own pace. Ready with an exhale, bring your hands to heart center. And now we're going to bring our hands down around this left foot and lower that right knee. Put the top of the right knee on the mat. Place both hands on this left knee and just pulse your hips forward a little bit. And when you find a position that you're comfortable with, you're going to feel it in this right thigh. Try to stay there. And then inhale your arms up for low crescent lunge. Nice deep breath, pulling those shoulders back. And right now my torso is straight and my head is in line with that. If you'd like, you can always start to arch the back so that your chest starts to face the sky. But don't move your head. Let your head stay in line with your back. We don't want the neck going backwards. So whatever angle your torso's on, that's where the head is. With an exhale, put both hands down around this left foot. Inhale, we're going to straighten that left leg and bring the left toes up towards the sky. Bring your torso nice and high. Exhale, forward fold for half monkey. Nice deep breaths here. If you have a hard time getting your hands down to the mat, you can always use books or blocks. If you have a lot of discomfort in this calf, you can always flatten that foot. It'll alleviate some of that. Nice deep breaths. With an exhale, we're going to bend that left knee and put that left foot flat on the mat. And we're just going to add a twist here. So we're back in that low crescent lunge. Place that right hand as close to your left foot as you can get it. And inhale that left arm up to sky. Exhale, bring that left hand down. We're going to roll the right toes and lift that right knee. And then we're going to step forward to standing. And we'll do the other side. Up nice and tall. We're going to step that left foot back. We're on the ball of the left foot. Wow, I have an breaths. I'm going to bring the movement to this side. So with an inhale, the arms come up high. Exhale, slow, down and out front. Inhale overhead. And do two more at your own pace. Exhale, you can bring the hands to heart center. And then we're going to bring those hands down around the right foot. Drop that left knee. Put the top of the left foot on the mat. And the goal here, you want to make sure you have as much distance between that left knee and right heel as you can get. Put both hands on the right knee and pulse the hips a little bit. And when you feel something you're comfortable with, engage your arms. Nice deep breaths and low crescent lunge. Once again, my spine is straight here. You can stay here. Pull those shoulders back. Open that chest to the sky. Exhale, put both hands around the right foot. We're going to go back to half monkey. So inhale, straighten that right leg. Right toes come up high. Right torso's nice and high, or the torso's nice and high. You only have one torso, not a right one. With an exhale, forward fold. Nice deep breaths. And once again, if it's too intense, just come forward to where you're comfortable. You might really feel this in the hamstring and calf. Nice deep breaths. I will admit this is a hard asana to smile in, but try. Exhale, we're going to bend that right knee, and we're going to add a twist here. Place that left hand as close to the right foot as you can get it, and send that right arm up. With an exhale, bring that right hand down. We're going to roll the left toes and lift that left knee, and step forward, and just take a quick Tadasana. Few deep breaths. You can blink your eyes open. And we're going to do one more asana that's going to focus on our lower legs, loosening up the calf. So we're going to stand at the front of our mat, hands at heart center. Both sets of toes are facing forward. And when you're ready, you want to step that right foot back. What's really important here is both sets of toes are still facing forward. Both legs are straight. However far apart your legs are, that's up to you. We're going to inhale, send those arms straight out in front of us. And then with an exhale, we hinge forward as far as we can, and then bring it all the way down to the mat. And this is pretty intense on your calf here. If your hands don't reach the mat, it's okay. Just don't ever put any weight with your hands on this front leg. Nice deep breaths here. You can always check in with that back foot to make sure the toes are facing forward. Now we're going to put a little bend in this left knee, and we're going to come out of it the same way we came into it. So we come up and forward, and then when you get all the way up, bring the hands back and torso back and step forward. And we're going to do the other side, up nice and tall. Step that left foot back, foot's completely grounded. Both legs are straight. Both sets of toes are facing forward. And with an exhale, we go forward and down. Nice deep breath here. It's pretty intense in this calf. You can always, like I said, use blocks. Put a micro bend in that right knee and inhale, come out of it. Hands back to heart center and step forward. And we're going to go right from that into chair pose. So you want to stand at the front of your mat with your legs touching, your feet touching, hands at heart center. So with an exhale, we're going to sit down into that chair. And what's really important here is if you look down, you can see your toes. I'll turn sideways. What we don't want is this. We don't want the knees coming forward. We're sitting down into a chair. I can wiggle my toes. Most of my weight is going to be on my heels. And trying to keep that torso straight. It's not going to be straight up and down. It's going to be on an angle just because you have to be that way. We don't want to be like this, and we don't want to be like that. Nice deep breaths. Make sure you can wiggle your toes freely. We're going to add some twist here, and what's really important is the knees and hips don't move. So with an exhale, twist right. And just stay there. Look at your knees. Make sure they're in the same position they were in. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist right, left. Once again, the knees didn't move, hips didn't move, just the shoulders and torso. Inhale back to center, and we'll stay for a few more breaths. This can get pretty intense on the thighs and hips. Just breathe deeply. Couple deep breaths. With your next inhale, we're going to bring both arms way up overhead. Exhale, swan dive forward. Release any tension in the thighs. With your next inhale, reverse swan dive back up overhead. With the exhale, bring the hands to heart center and come back to chair. A few breaths here. With an inhale, bring the arms back up overhead. Release the arms. And just take a quick Tadasana. Shoulders back, palms forward. Blink your eyes open. And for balance today, we'll do figure 4. So it's basically a one-legged chair. You're going to find your focus point in front of you, hands at heart center. Slowly transfer your weight into your right foot. Ground your weight into all four corners of that foot. Feel it connecting to your mat. Put a nice little micro bend in that right knee. And then when you're ready, we're going to cross the left ankle over that right knee, just above the knee. And you can stay here. If you step out of it, you can come right back to it. And if this isn't for you, you can always do tree while we're here. You can have a chair or wall handy that you can help assist yourself. And then if you're ready, you can sit down into that chair. Whenever you step out of it, you can come right back to it. Just focus on your breath here. Keep your eyes open and alert on your focus point. Smile. When you're ready with an inhale, you can stand up under control. Release that left foot. Shake out the right leg. And we'll get ready to do the other side. So up nice and tall. Transfer that weight to the left foot. Micro bend in the left knee. Find your focus point. And when you're ready, cross that right over the left knee. You can stay there or sit down into that chair. And I can feel this side's harder for me today. That's the case, that's normal. Might not always be that way, but depending on how we slept or what we did, our body can feel it. And that's a great benefit to yoga, is it really puts you in tune with your body, so you can see if this feels different today but doesn't normally. What did I do yesterday? If you step out of it, just come right back to it. And when you're ready with an inhale, come up, uncross the leg, and just shake it out. Take a quick mountain pose. You can blink your eyes open. We're going to come to seated. We're going to get there through squat. So you can just come to seated if you want, or if you want to do squat, have your feet about mat width apart. Toes pointing out just a little. Big inhale up tall. Exhale. Come down into your squat. Nice deep breaths here. Make sure your heels are still on the mat. Ready, you can put your hands down on the mat and come to a comfortable seated position. Up nice and tall. And we're just going to do some seated cat-cows. So we're up nice and tall, shoulders are back. With an inhale, bring your chest forward, gaze up and rock your pelvis back. Exhale, arch the back, roll the pelvis forward and chin the chest. And just do these at your own pace, matching your breath to your movement. And after your next cat, you can come to a nice neutral spine. Up nice and tall, shoulders back. And just make some big circles with your entire torso. Loosening up the lower back. And change directions. Come to stillness. With an inhale, bring both arms way up overhead, and we're going to do a seated twist here. So with an exhale, place your left hand on right knee, right hand behind back, twisting from the rib cage. This feels really nice after a practice. No pressures on the neck. Inhale, bring both arms way up overhead. And exhale, right hand, left knee, left hand behind back, twisting from the rib cage. Nice deep breath. Inhale, both arms up overhead, and exhale, forward fold, releasing any tension in the low back, trying to keep that back nice and straight, so wherever you stop, you stop. We're focusing on bringing our chest towards the ground, not our head. When we bring our head towards the ground, it just stretches our neck and upper back, hurts our posture. We're going to go through this one more time. So with an inhale, bring your arms way up overhead. Exhale, left hand, right knee, right hand behind back. Just stay here for a few breaths. With an inhale, bring both arms up overhead. And exhale, right hand, left knee, left hand behind back. With an inhale, bring both arms up overhead. And exhale, forward fold. Just relax here for a few breaths. With an inhale, bring both arms up overhead, and we're going to attach to our Charlie's Angels fingers. So pointer fingers up, thumb is back, and all the fingers are interlocked. Attach those arms to your head, and then just make circles with the upper spine. This is part of the spine. We don't generally move like this very often, and you can change directions. It's very beneficial to keep that spine nice and limber. Then you can come to stillness. Exhale, release your hands down to your knees. And we're just going to do a few more seated cat-cows after we've done that other movement. So with an inhale, bring the chest forward, head up and pelvis back. Exhale, cat. See if this feels easier after doing all the other movement with our spine. And it's a great way, if it does feel easier, it does for me, it's a great way to show yourself. The more we move, parts of our body, the better they feel. And after your next cat, you can come to a nice neutral spine. Crown of the head up towards the sky. And just take a few deep breaths here before we get ready for Shavasana. And when you're ready, you can come to a comfortable laying position. I'm going to stay seated, but you can get ready for Shavasana. Extend your body out along your mat. Have your feet maybe mat width apart, toes going out just a little, and your arms down by your sides, either palms up or palms down. Take some nice deep breaths and start to focus on your breath, relaxing any tension in your face. Maybe taking your tongue off the roof of your mouth or putting a slight space between your lips. With your next inhale, tighten up all the muscles in your arms and make a fist, almost like you're lifting them off the mat. And with the exhale, just let go of all that tension. Let it melt into the mat below you. With your next inhale, let it fill your torso. Extend your belly. And with the exhale, let any tension in your torso just melt into the mat below you. And with your next inhale, tighten up all the muscles in your legs, almost like you're lifting them off the mat, but don't lift them. And with the exhale, let go of all that tension. For the remainder of Shavasana, inhale as deeply as you can, sending that air deep into the soles of your feet and letting it exhale all the way through your body, taking away any tension. If thoughts come to your mind, let them float away with the exhale. Don't hold on to them, let them go. And just focus on your breath. Slowly bring awareness back to your body. Maybe wiggle your fingers and toes or roll your wrists and ankles. When you're ready with your eyes closed, roll onto your left or right side. Shavasana is corpse pose. It's symbolic of leaving behind what we'd like to leave behind in practice, starting our day and our life from this point forward. And when you're ready with your eyes closed, push yourself up into a comfortable seated position with Anjali Mudra hands or prayer hands, thumbs on sternum, and a light bow to your head. Thank you for sharing your yoga journey with me today. At the beginning of practice, I talked about how this is a judgment-free, safe place to practice yoga. We often think about us judging others or them judging us when we talk of judgment. But more importantly, it's about us judging ourselves, learning to love and accept yourself for who you are, while still continuing to try to be the best version of yourself you can be. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you for being here today, everybody. If you have any input or feedback, we'd love to hear from you. I hope you enjoyed the practice, and I'll be teaching a pranayama tomorrow. So have a wonderful Monday, everybody. Namaste.